Me.
What's going on, guys? I'm Toowiimii, and welcome to my best Skylander of each element for Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. So this list, I apologize, but it's going to be very similar to my top 10 best Skylanders of Spyro's Adventure list, so I apologize if I'm boring you, but this was the video that you guys wanted, so you deserve it, I guess. Also, one more thing. If you guys did not watch my top 10 worst Skylanders of Spyro's Adventure of each element, that's a mouthful, geez. All the Skylanders that are on that list will not be on this list. I think that's kind of obvious, so don't go on this list expecting those Skylanders. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, first up, let's go to the tech element. And the best for the tech element is my boy Drobot. If any of you watch my channel at all, this is a no-brainer for me to have Drobot as the best of something. The tech element for Spyro's Adventure, I have to say though, is fantastic. Trigger Happy is an amazing Skylander, and Boomer is an amazing Skylander. Even Drill Sergeant, who I consider to be the worst of the tech element, is still a great Skylander. So let's get to my boy Drobot. So his first attack, the Mega Blasters, which are rapid fire laser blasts, are one of the best attacks in the Skylanders franchise. First of all, you can hold down the button and they will just continually shoot out, which already puts it above many other attacks. Second of all, when it says rapid fire, it means rapid fire. These things shoot out so quick and you can just watch enemies and bosses' health bars go down quick. Now his second attack, the Tactical Blade Gears, is great for enemies on his sides. So his lasers shoot out in front of him, obviously, wherever he's looking, and then the blades go to the side, so if people get too close to you, they make for a great close range attack. And lastly, we have the Thruster Flight ability, which isn't even an attack until you get his Soul Gem. So his Soul Gem Afterburners is a fantastic ability. Basically, it allows the Thruster Flight to damage as Drobot flies away. This is great because if enemies get too close and you need to retreat, you can do a ton of damage to them as you fly away. And that's why Drobot is just amazing Skylander and the best of the tech element. Now let's move on to the life element. And for the best life Skylander, I gotta give it to my girl Stealth Elf. Stealth Elf and Drobot are among the fastest Skylanders in Spyro's Adventure, making them best for speed runs. Stealth Elf's arboreal acrobatics ability makes her jump and get through the level so quickly. And her blade slash ability is really great, and if you do the blade path, then she's able to attack even more of a range than she was before. And her arboreal acrobatics ability will do damage on this path. Not to mention, Stealth Elf's Soul Gem, Sylvan Regeneration, allows her to continually gain health. That is an amazing ability. Even if it's a minuscule amount, always gaining health is never a bad thing. Her second attack, Stealthier Decoy, is such a fun attack to play with. You can use a lot of misdirection to have an enemy congregate over somewhere else, attack them from behind, and do a ton of damage. Just an overall fun and deadly Skylander to deal with. Now let's move on to the magic element. And for the best Skylander of the magic element, I gotta give it to my boy Double Trouble. Now, I will admit, Double Trouble doesn't look like much, but you have been warned. This Skylander really packs a punch. His first attack, Eldritch Beam, is an auto-targeting, and of course, you can hold it and it will do a lot of damage. Something else to note about this attack is you can move while you're using it, which a lot of Skylanders have abilities that block them from moving, but this attack, you can hold it, auto-target an enemy, and just move around them to avoid that enemy and other enemies until their life force is completely drained out of them, which is awesome. His second attack, Conjure Exploding Double, it's an alright attack. I would say that it's good for even longer range, but the thing is the dummies, again, they're suicidal dummies, so they just explode and then, you know, they're gone. Last but not least, Double Trouble's third attack, Summon Magic Bomb, is great. So this attack, you can hold it as well and it'll just continually keep shooting bombs down and it'll obliterate every single enemy in the area. Great attack, and it can be upgraded to do even more damage. Double Trouble, great Skylander, and again, I know this is Spyro's game, but Spyro is definitely not the best of the magic element. So yeah, let's move on. The next element we'll be talking about is the water element. And for this element, I gotta give it to my boy Slam Bam. I mean, I'm a big Ben 10 fan, and Slam Bam is just giving me big forearm vibes. I don't know about you guys, but anyway, let's get to his attacks. So his first attack, Yeti Fist, just a pretty generic but great attack, really effective at getting enemies that are really close to you. The next attack, Ice Prism, is great for enemies that are far away. It also prevents enemies from attacking you more, which makes it a really good attack. You can also use it as a shield, and if you plan it right, you can use it to manipulate where enemies are and where they can get at you. There's a lot of potential things you could do with this attack, which makes it really good. Lastly, we have the Yeti Ice Shoe Slide. So this isn't really an attack, but it is great for speed boost. It's one of the best speed boosts in the game. I like it a lot because Slam Bam lacks speed. That's his weak point. He's very slow, but with this ability and its Soul Gem upgrade, makes Slam Bam much faster and can get in and out of a dangerous situation quickly. Now, I'd say the water element list, it's very close between Slam Bam and Gilgrunt, but I gave it to Slam Bam just because he can dish out a bit more damage and has better close range attacks. But yeah, both are fantastic Skylanders. Alright, let's move to the next one. Alright, now we're moving on to the elements that I thought were really, really close to call, but again, I had to call it, and if you guys are mad at me about what I picked, then you're mad at me, and I don't care. So now let's talk about the best Earth Skylander. And for the best Skylander of the Earth element, I had to give it to Terrafin. I know Crash the Skylands, he's gonna be mad at me because he likes Bash, and I really like Bash. The Earth element Skylanders are generally pretty good. I would say that Terrafin and Bash are just neck and neck, really close. Like, it was a toss-up between them. But I had to give it to Terrafin for his Earth Swim ability. This is his second attack. It allows him to go underneath enemies and completely avoid damage and pop up any place, do a belly flop and do tons of damage to them, or just sneak away, get out of a dangerous situation, and then come back into the fight. His first attack, Punch, is really good, great getting the 1-2-1 and back underground if you need to. And then his third attack, the Feeding Frenzy, is a great long-range attack, and what's even cooler is you can do it underground. Now, if you do Terrafin's Earth Swim path, it makes him able to damage with his fin while he's underground, so that makes it even better. Terrafin, just all-around great Skylander of the Earth element. Next, let's talk about the Fire element. For the fire element, I gotta give it to Flameslinger. This was also another hard decision because I really like Sunburn, and Igniter is also really great, but I had to give it to Flameslinger because he just has the edge on both of them in speed. I think Skylanders that are really quick, can get in and out of a situation really fast, will always have the edge in my book. So Flameslinger, his first attack, fire arrows, are just really great for long range. That's what Flameslinger's all about, is range. but he also does have a good close range, which is a flame dash. This also gives him great speed. You can even use this attack to run around enemies doing even more damage. And then we have his third attack, Volley Shot, which again, great long range attack. It also is great for hitting those enemies on ledges, which is very common in Spyro's Adventure, not as common in the other games, but still very important. And then if you upgrade Flameslinger's bow, you can make it do even more damage and just be even better than it was. Either path I think is good for him. I personally went with his arrow path. But yeah, Flameslinger just has the edge over the other guys because of his speed. Now, let's move on to the air element. And for the air element, I had to give it to my girl, Whirlwind. This was also really hard for me because I am a big fan of Sonic Boom as well. But Whirlwind just had the edge for me because she has a lot more control over her attacks than Sonic Boom does. Sonic Boom's best attack is the babies, and you can't really control the babies, so I gave the edge to Whirlwind on this. So her first attack, Rainbow of Doom, great aerial, long range, and great for hitting enemies on ledges, like I discussed with Flameslinger. Next we have her Tempest Cloud, which is my favorite of her attacks, especially if you upgrade it. This attack can just obliterate enemies. It's also surprisingly a good long range attack, and I like it because it just sits on the battlefield and continually attacks people, which makes it a great attack. But yeah, Whirlwind, really great Skylander. Either path is good, but I definitely recommend that Cloud path. And like I said in my top 5 essential Skylanders video, if you get her Soul Gem, Rainbow of Healing, you can use it to heal your friends in co-op. Now the last element we're going to be talking about is the undead element.
My sword is yours.
For this element, I gotta give it to my boy Chop Chop. This was really hard for me because I like a lot of the undead Skylanders. I really enjoy Cinder and her Shadow Dash, and I really like Ghost Roaster and his ability to become intangible and not take damage, but I had to give it to Chop Chop. So Chop Chop isn't really the fastest Skylander, and as I stated in this video, fast Skylanders are very important, but the thing about Chop Chop is he can take a lot of damage with his second attack, Archean Shield. This allows him, if he does get into a bad situation, he can just put up that shield, and then if you do the shield upgrade path, you can dish out damage instead of taking damage. His blade, just a pretty common like melee attack, great for close range, and if you upgrade that sword, it can be also used for long range. And then lastly, we have the Bone Brambler, his third attack, great long range attack, and you can dish it out pretty quickly after you do the first. My only gripe with it is it's a little bit hard to aim, but overall, Chop Chop, really great Skylander. There's a reason he is one of the best. Alright guys, so that's it for my best Skylander of each element for Spyro's Adventure. I hope you guys like this. If you agree with me, disagree with me, whatever you want to talk about in the comments, let's do it. I invite you there. Let's have a chat about which Skylanders you think are the best of each element from Spyro's Adventure. That's all I have for today. If you like this video, give it a nice thumbs up, and if you enjoy watching Skylanders content, please hit that subscribe button. That's all I got, so peace everyone, goodbye.